Welcome back to Different Style Whites, the podcast about different style fights. And we have a very fun palate cleanser after the intensity and insanity of Seishin Kaikan the last couple weeks. Far fewer felonies, but we get to enter the Inoki zone once again.
Yes.
The
Yes.
uncut, pure Inoki zone.
Yes. Yes, we do. Palate cleanser is such a great way to put it. I think in my DMs to you, I called it a reset because the last two episodes very very intense stuff, and I love it. I love doing those episodes, and I love talking about that shit because that's like such great wrestling, and it's monumental and all this other stuff. But like it's so nice to like go from that and the high like peaks of something like that and to something like this. Like we're in Inoki world, and dude, you cannot escape the Inoki vision here, man. This is just this
He
is
won't let
pure,
you.
pure, unadulterated Antonio Inoki.
So we've got that, which is beautiful. We get to kind of answer a question that many people asked when we started. We were getting a lot of questions about, will you cover this? Do you consider this a different style fight? And I think like this is our first time sort of entering the more modern like MMA zone.
Yes.
Um, and I think we said when it was asked, like it's like the famous pornography quote, like you'll know it when you see it. Like these are this is definitely pro wrestling against MMA as a style, I think.
Yes. Yeah, I fully agree. Yeah, we are here in the Inoki Genome Federation, which, okay, let's just, first off, what the fuck was what was the thinking with this? Like the Inoki Genome Federation. Like I get some of the logic that like these are the genes of Antonio Inoki spread
Blasting all
across
over it.
blasted all over professional wrestling. Uh, I just I think the first time I ever heard of IGF was weirdly enough around the time that I was in a science class and they were talking about the idea of sequencing the genome. And I was like, "Are we gonna? Is Antonio Inoki creating a Fed to sequence his genome?"
Well, we are about to get AI Inoki, so
Yes,
maybe there's some DNA saved somewhere. We can do the real thing soon.
that was the whole point of IGF. It was money laundering to pay to sequence the Antonio Inoki genome, so now they can turn it into turn it into a robot you can use on your phone to make him say funny things.
It would be appropriate because he certainly sees himself as a Christ-like figure. I'm sure
Oh,
everyone has seen the famous photo, but there's some stuff in here that had me absolutely rolling, uh, like related to Inoki and his idea of himself.
yes.
It's just so funny.
Yeah, Antonio Inoki, especially on in IGF more than anywhere else, like even more than New Japan, because in New Japan, he commonly portrayed himself as a figure beyond wrestling, which he was. Like he was a genuine like cult icon, not even cult icon, like a just a general icon in the country of Japan, in the same way that like a Hulk Hogan is, even probably more beyond that because of everything he did with politics and everything he did in larger media.
Yeah,
Like,
when you're hanging around with Muhammad Ali,
yes,
that's deep
like,
waters.
but IGF really does feel like the place where Antonio Inoki is. They've given him $1 million budget to show how awesome he is, and some of the things that he gets up to on the pre-match, but before the show, in the middle of the show, and after the show, he, I mean, it's honestly more interesting than like most of the wrestling on the IGF shows. I gotta be honest with you.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Uh, so IGF is born out of the Inoki Bombaye
Yes.
stuff, right? The New Year's Eve shows. This is post UFO, right?
Yes. So
Yeah.
UFO is like late 90s, early 2000s. It's in the middle of the UFO stuff that Inoki does his first Inoki Bombaye show, I believe, because I think the first one is in 2000.
Yes.
Um, and he does those on pretty much a yearly basis for a long, long time. Um, and that leads into IGF, where now Inoki is creating a company to kind of he's taking the Inoki Bombaye thing. He's putting more of a focus on wrestling compared to the mid 2000s where it was or like early 2000s where it was like more MMA stuff, but kind of a 50-50 split. When you get to IGF, it gets more to like a 70-30 usually. Um, but this is his new professional wrestling company. I believe it is Inoki at the helm with Simon Inoki handling a good bit of business stuff.
Which is
Um,
interesting because wasn't he still like, I mean, I know there were constant like power struggles and stuff, but wasn't he still like the president of New Japan?
I think so.
Because
I really
I think after
hmm.
Inoki leaves New Japan, after he sells his majority stake, um, for real, after telling Tokyo Sports he did it for work, that I think Simon like stays on for a while.
Yes. Oh, no, okay. So in 2006, Inoki sells his stock, gives it all to Ukes, and they kind of take over. Simon Inoki does stay as president of New Japan until March 8th, 2007, which
Okay.
is when
Yes.
Inoki announces that IGF is going to start. Antonio Inoki announces that. And immediately following that, like days following that, Simon Inoki says, by the way, I'm quitting New Japan to go join IGF. Um,
And
which,
Shoshi was doing backflips.
dude, I know it. Um, I don't know when he takes over the role. I've mentioned it to a few people. I would love to have like an internal map of like who had control in IGF and when, not only in terms of like actually running the company, but specifically booking. Because of course it's mostly known at this point that Masahiro Chono is Booker to for a period of time. We don't know the exact period of time. We just know that he is the Booker in 2011 because that is when the Predator versus Keith Hansen match happens. um, but I would just love to know who was actually like running the shit because sometimes there are events in IGF, things like happen, and more than just the Hanson Prater thing too, which I think not enough people realize that that is like the Inoki coming out and causing issues that were like a shoot on an IGF show. That's not like a one and done thing. That didn't only happen one time. It happened a lot, like a lot more than should probably be happening in a wrestling company. Um, and I would just love to know like who was in charge when, because clearly Antonio Inoki does not enjoy like half of the things that go on the show, nor do like half of the legends that show up, like fucking Fujiwara, who we're going to talk about later.
He keeps popping up.
Yeah, and he doesn't look happy anytime. But yeah, no, it's IGF is a really interesting company. I think people should watch it and people should enjoy it. Not only because the wrestling is not that bad. IGF has a reputation where people say that's like really shit. That's just not true. There's actually a lot of really awesome stuff. There is a lot of really shitty stuff though, but all of that stuff is really funny to watch most of the time. So like, I don't know. I think IGF should be watched a lot more, and I'm happy that we get to cover it because it is kind of a deeply different style fed.
Yeah, and it's interesting from like an anthropological standpoint. Even if you're not gonna watch it, just like go on Cage Match and start pulling up cards,
Yes.
and and you'll have a very fun afternoon just reading all the IGF cards. It is interesting too. Talking about Cage Match. It's funny if you go on there and look at the two reviews for the company itself. It's just a perfect example of like how different people view this stuff and the different style fights. One is a 2.0, and it says you either love this or you hate this. I find it entirely unwatchable, and the other one is a 10, where he's
I,
like,
lo-
"This is listing the people that are there." It's so good.
I love the 10 too because most of the people he lists are the MMA fighters.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was inevitable we would get to IGF. I think it is interesting though. Out of all the ways we could start by covering IGF on the pod, uh, we start with Michiyoshi Ohara, who we talked about 2 weeks ago as part of the Seishin Kaikon feud, where he was a Spitfire animal Hamaguchi trainee who dressed like Hamaguchi and wanted to be Hamaguchi. And now here we are, 15 years later. And now he is dressed like Masa Saito, but he wrestles almost the exact same.
Yeah, it's remarkable how little he changes. And this is post him doing MMA too, right?
Yes, so Michiyoshi Ohara in 2001 and 2002, I want to say. I know the gap between the two fights is less than a year. I just think they were in different years. He has two MMA fights in the Pride promotion, which arguably we could probably cover a few matches from there because they were probably worked,
Oh yeah,
but
there's definitely some works going
we'll
on.
cross that bridge when we get there. Um, but Michiyoshi Ohara in 2001 has a fight with Renzo Gracie, which he loses. And then in 2002, he has a fight with Kevin Randleman, which he also loses. Now, I will say, though, both of those fights are lost by decision, which is pretty impressive for a New Japan
Yeah.
pro wrestler who had no MMA experience or training and probably had just done a fight because that was kind of expected of the mid carders at that time. But he took them to decision every single time. I will also tack on though, you shouldn't watch these fights. They fucking suck.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. I didn't watch the Renzo Gracie. I just watched the Randleman fight, and it was not fun.
No, dude, it's and it's funny because it kind of translates to the matches too, and I'll talk about it more later. But Michiyoshi Ohara doing ground fighting in MMA is not enjoyable. He is such a hardcore, like, grab onto a guy and just don't move. Like, and I mean, he was fighting like Kevin Randleman. I get
Yeah.
it. That's a freak of nature. You are a dumpy 40-year-old. Like, you probably don't want him to drop you on your head, so you're just gonna hold on to him on the ground because you know that, like, if you hold him a certain way, he won't be able to move. But shit, man, it is so boring, which is crazy for Michiyoshi Ohara because he's like so exciting,
A
but
mad dog.
he is a mad dog. You put him in an MMA fight, and he is like Mister like ground hump. Like that's all he does. And the Renzo Gracie fight is basically that, but worse because he's fighting a Gracie
Yeah.
who is totally game for ground humping.
So he's got that on his resume, but otherwise, it does look strange to look at his career and see him kind of pop up here in IG. I mean, it makes a lot of sense,
Yes.
but and interesting too, and a nice change because a lot of what we've talked about has been like the focal point of whatever promotion we're talking about at the time, and these are just one piece of the tapestry that is IGF.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. These were just one more little notch on the belt for these cards because you look at a IGF one or a Tokan Bombaye, which
And
motherfucker, that's such
I
an awesome name.
all three of these shows have incredible names.
Yes,
And it
you're
starts
so
here.
right. Yeah. Um Tokan Bombaye in the Ryogoku Kokugikan, 8,000 people in attendance. This is a star-studded card with matches such as Rocky Romero versus El Blazer in a dark match, which I just mentioned that one because that match is actually fucking awesome.
The greatest
There's
bout
a
machine? Oh, Blazer?
the greatest bout machine. They they call him they say that he would have been the greatest bout machine, but he wasn't.
That's a joke for 5 people. Sorry.
Those are the only 5 people I won't listen to the pod anyways. It's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
We have a Tamura and his trainees tag match, which I've seen that match. That match is actually really fun. Um, Josh Barnett versus Tadao Yasuda, which I have not seen, but I feel like I need to because that sounds pretty cool. Naoya Ogawa versus Mark Coleman, which if you've seen Mark Coleman in IGF, you've probably seen the other match he had with Shinichi Suzukawa, which I'm sorry you had to see that. It hurt. It hurt me when I saw it too. um, and main evented by Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle.
For the physical IWGP belt that Brock Lesnar took with him in the
Yes,
midst of the no compete situation that was going on.
which like come the fuck on, man. What better way to start IGF than a main event between two guys who have beef with the World Wrestling Federation, or I guess WWE at this point, who are fighting over an IWGP belt that is no longer sanctioned by New Japan. Brock Lesnar is locked in legal turmoil. Kurt Angle is incredibly on drugs. Like, this is Inoki Genome Federation right here, baby.
Yeah, and the first what real one that's not like a Inoki produce show, and uh, right off the bat we see Inoki's innate understanding of the power of spectacle, because
Yeah.
this shit looks huge. This looks like the biggest wrestling show that's ever happened.
Yes, it looks crazy in a way that honestly kind of upsets me because nobody else. There are so many things about this show that I've never seen any other companies do. First off, the whole fucking trust situation they got with the ring. Like, what the fuck are those like tendrils coming out of the corners with the lighting? Like, that rules. Like, it's such a. I am a sucker for when a ring has like trusses around it. Like,
Yeah, my immediate thought was the like original Wrestle One
yes,
shows where like Sabu climbs the thing and like
yes,
almost dies.
yeah. No, there was a whenever All Japan in like the late 2000s, early 2010s, they would run like cage matches every now and then. They would have like the skeleton of the cage like around the ring for like half the show. And it always looks so cool because it's just like this metal shit just poking up out of the corners. It like makes it look all boxy. And maybe I just enjoy it because I don't see it in like any other stuff and it's cool to see something different. But especially on this show with like the actual like these trusses feel like they have a reason to be there because they have lights in them and like they can like they're part of the lighting rig. Um and they're just cool. It's so cool. And like all the lighting especially is really sick. The stage they have, like the little corner thing in the crowd that they have like a spotlight on. It's just it's so well done and it feels like like a big time MMA production because that's kind of what they're just getting off of doing.
Yeah, it definitely has that feel. It feels like watching a Pride show or something.
Yeah.
And
But
he is wrestling a gentleman, Taka Kunou.
yes, Taka Kuno. This is Taka Kuno's debut match. Uh, Taka Kuno was a martial artist who was originally from Japan. This is a little bit of a lore on him. He moves to America in the 90s and lives there for a bit. While he is there, he is a like he's originally like a judoka, but he gets involved in Brazilian jiu-jitsu and he gets some waves because he does this like a national BJJ tournament in America and he beats a Brazilian with a black belt in BJJ. And that was a pretty big deal because that usually, a lot of Japanese guys don't usually do that. And a lot of people in Japan were, this was like 2002. So people were still coming off the high of the Gracie Hunter stuff and the Japan versus Brazil rivalry in martial arts. So when the news breaks that there's this guy in America who just beat a Brazilian black belt in BJJ, like that gets some shit moving. Um,
Was he at the LA dojo, or was this like actual real
Oh,
training he was doing?
this is like real. He had no
Yeah.
involvement with New Japan or anything. He was just straight up like a fucking fighter. Um, so he goes back to Japan and trains to do like MMA instead of just the grappling. Bad move on his part. He loses both of his fights in pretty embarrassing fashion, but
I just saw he's 0-2 on Sure Dog, and it was TKO by punches in both fights.
TKO by punches, round one, both fights, both times on deep cards where he was put against like middling Japanese dudes who he was kind of being lined up to beat. To, like, oh, we got Taka
Oof.
Kunou here and he's starting to move in. And man, like both times he gets fucking punched out.
CM Punk style.
Yeah, but IGF, of course, not real. So Taka Kunou is here to be a
What?
strong part of the to be a strong part of the roster. um, but he's here, and man, Takakuno, uh, more than anything else, you could know him as the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy, the guy that's bald, but what you could know him as is a guy that loves Johann Sebastian Bach.
Dude, this is very somber and sober entrance. It's like
Yeah.
a string lullaby, which is just made so much funnier by Ohara's music. I do want to
Yeah.
say they used the same graphic render, whatever you want to call it, of Ohara in the first two fights, and it literally looks like they just cropped it out of a picture, and it looks like someone just like walked past him and farted at the grocery store. It's like the worst like match graphic picture until like Brit refs.
Yeah, it's just, okay. I had to go over to look at it again. You're so right. It does look like they just cropped it out of a photo of like an entrance.
Yeah,
Like that's so. Same thing with Takakuno too. It's just a
yeah,
photo of him in the corner for like probably one of his deep fights.
yeah.
Um,
And I
but yeah,
was I saw that he was like he had judo experience, and I was hoping he would come out in the gi. But I did see after this he did wrestle in the gi some. But
yes,
he's the MMA mode here.
he is, which is kind of the thing with everyone in early IGF. I noticed that when I was doing that in IGF watch years ago, like a lot of the guys that would later come out and be like, I'm a judoka, I'm a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu guy, I'm this, I'm that. When they all come out in early IGF, they all either want to be like MMA fighters or wrestlers. And it takes them a little bit to realize, no, I should like put on a gi. Like fucking Atsushi Sawada, who we will talk about later. He comes out dressed up kind of pro wrestler who does MMA kind of gear. But then, like 2 years from now, he is wearing a gi in all of his matches. And I wonder if it was just it's 2007 and MMA fucking rules, and everyone wants to be a cool MMA looking dude. And it took you got to get kind of a brain for the business to realize no, I should wear something that looks like
Yeah.
actually cool for wrestling. No more biker shorts, no more kick pads. Go away.
Yeah, and outside of like really early on, there's a point where you can tell he's going for like an arm throw. He
Yeah.
doesn't do a whole lot of judo stuff.
No, Takakuno is here to, you know, work the mat with Michiyoshi Ohara, which hooray! Like I'm so enthused about the prospect.
Well, the
Yeah,
great thing about these is, unlike the random one fight that was 30 minutes, they're all like 5 minutes long. So they get all that stuff
yes.
out of the way at the very beginning.
Yes, you're totally right. Speaking of the beginning, we almost missed it because we got so focused on how funny his render is. We go from Takakuno coming out to
Yes.
Bach straight into Who Let the Dogs Out. Fucking Michiyoshi Ohara coming out to Goat Shaggy.
And he's got the dog collar around his neck, like junkyard dog.
Dude, I mean, I love the fucking Mad Dogs. I love them so much. I love that.
The crazy dog stuff is fun too.
Yes, dude, I love when they were fucking in New Japan and they had Ensign Inoue as like their third man, and they would come out with a. They were feuding with like Kentaro Hoshino and the fucking guys in Makai Club, and they came out one time with a doghouse that was labeled Hoshino's doghouse. They were gonna shove Kentaro Hoshino into a doghouse.
Awesome.
Fucking. Also, I said Shaggy. That's the Baja Man. I need to be strung up in the streets. What
No,
the
it's
fuck is
okay.
wrong
I
with
think
me?
we're allowed to be wrong about the Baja Men.
No, I could never be wrong about the Baja
If
Man.
anybody got mad about that, turn off the podcast right now.
But yeah, we are rolling, and by rolling I mean they are actually rolling on the map because they get in and they almost immediately start doing the ground stuff. And it's kind of Ohara that initiates it, which I saw and I was like, no, 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 no. um, I Taka Kunou has the stance of Bob Backlund. I just wanted to note that he has like the protruding like ass for some
Yeah.
reason, like his back curves in. It's very strange. But I mean, these two guys are they're rolling, and they do it for like a minute or two. And I put in my notes. I know that's gonna get heated later, so I just kind of got to sit here and grin for now, because
Yeah,
it's not bad. It's just it's not too great either. It's just kind of it's okay.
it's probably if someone doesn't like IGF, this is probably like what they're thinking of when they think of IGF.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no, it is. I mean, listen, man, I'm watching this match. I'm going, Takekuno would be great for rings, like
He does some slick little roll through
he
things
does,
to
he
try to
does.
get to arm bars and leg bars.
Yeah. And I again, Takekuno is a really talented grappler. There are better matches with that in terms of Takekuno grappling because he's against someone who's a little bit more like game to move fast. The issue really is that it is Ohara and he is like a proven track record of slow plotting MMA grappling. But like Kuno very clearly has a good brain for it. He just needs to like get motivated. Um and O'Hara does motivate him a little bit later because they get up and O'Hara throws like a really heated gut kick. I'm like, okay. And then immediately takes him down and starts throwing headbutts.
Yeah, that's a theme for the week too. But that's what you want to see. You want to see a Michiyoshi Ohara in a different style fight. You want to see some fucking headbutts.
Yes. And it's so funny because like he gets the takedown and just like grabs him by the head and starts throwing these like grounded headbutts, and I'm like, wow, I swear I saw him do that to Saito 15 years ago. Like move for move.
If it works, it works.
If it works, it works. This is also kind of around the time when they get a good hard cam shot, and I look into the crowd, and it's the whole like first 2 or 3 rows are all like the invited guests, and they're all in their suits, and there's like 1 or 2 wrestlers in there, a lot of businessmen, and you can kind of see in like the third row, just in the middle of all these suits, is fucking Terata Nanbu from the Tokyo Shock Boys, who's just sitting there with the dyed fucking hair pointing on both sides of his head. Like, nothing to do with the match. It's just really funny to see Terata Nanbu there because he, like, I mean, I saw that guy, like, light a firecracker in his nose and
Yeah, you
get
should have
punked.
climbed the scaffold.
Dude, he should have climbed the scaffold and jumped off of it.
You know, when this match really heats up, I was so excited to write this down for a first. We get a bum rush headbutt.
Yes, we do. Ohara just runs across the ring as fast as he can and like bops him on the side of the head. He sends Takekuno like ass over tea kettle tumbling over because he got fucking. I mean, he got no hands running bull headbutted to the face.
Yeah, he was like kind of turning around talking to the ref too. So it was
Yeah,
really Onita style, and he gets a 9 count on that.
He does. I wonder if Takakuno had any clue that was coming. I'm sure he said like I'm a run at you and headbutt you, but I wonder if he really knew what that fucking meant. Because again, this is his first match ever. Like he's
Man,
never done wrestling before this, and his introduction to wrestling is Michiyoshi Ohara running at him as fast as possible and headbutting him in the chin.
it's awesome. And then he goes. Then O'Hara kind of goes into pro wrestler mode.
Yes, because Kuno is like trying to fight back, but he like really does not know what to do with his hands when standing up because he's just a BJJ guy, and Ohara is just slapping him in the face, and Ohara like grabs him and he gets him in like power bomb position. You can hear the crowd like going ooh ooh because they fucking power bomb on this dude, and he tries to lift him, and Kuno's like not really wanting to do it. So he tries again. He just deadlifts him all the way up and like drops him right on the shoulders.
Yeah, it's like a deadlift gut wrench almost by necessity because he won't go up for it, right? So he just
No.
kind of twists him up and kills him.
Yes.
And then when he gets
And
up, he runs in and does something else, but which I assume was another headbutt. But we get our first cut to Yoshiaki Fujiwara.
yes, we do. We get a cut over to Fujiwara, who I believe is Takakuno's corner man for this match. So he's like yelling at Kuno things he should do. And Kuno, I don't know if he's even listening to him or not, but Fujiwara definitely seems really mad and that he really wants Kuno to like do do better in this situation, but Ohara is just at this point he's just mauling him and just nailing him with headbutts, and he hits one like really nasty one and goes to pin him, and Kuno is like already holding onto the ropes, not only to like break the pin, but also so he can't get pulled into the middle and headbutt again.
Yeah, which is an interesting thing we should mention. There are pinfalls in these matches. They're doing counts like when guys are down, but you can also win with a pinfall.
Yes, this is a I mean, from my, I don't know what the IGF rule set was like really meant to be. I think it was kind of like the referees just made soul calls in every moment. Like, oh, should I down count here, or is this a pin match? I'll do whatever they want me to do.
That's wrestling,
that is.
so it works.
And it's funny because Ohara's like getting Kuno up, and you can hear Fujiwara from the corner like yelling so loudly at Kuno. Like, I don't know what he's saying, but he is going crazy yelling at Kuno, and fucking Ohara just scoops him up, and he's going for a scoop slam or something, but then he just like straight up tombstone pile drives him to hell, like fucking original TTD, like the Tenzon
Yes.
move, just straight up kills him and gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. Kuno kicks out at 3.1.
Maybe 2.9.
It might he might have actually kicked out. You're right. It's a little bit close, but like
Pro wrestling is the strongest.
pro wrestling is the strongest. um, I mean, fun stuff. I certainly have my opinions on some of the ground grappling, but again, like Kuno's not a bad grappler. Whenever he had his little moments to like move around and hunt for limbs, he's pretty cool. Um, and once Ohara shook off this idea that he's got to do some groundwork and he could just headbutt, like immediately, match goes up. Like he is a monster.
Yeah, it's and again, it's only like what? It's under 6 minutes bell to bell. It has to be.
Oh, it is like almost 6 exact. 6 minutes,
Yeah.
5 seconds.
So I mean, you get a little bit of that, but seasoned as we are at watching these different style fights, like I'm paying close attention, so it's not like it's boring me to tears.
Yes,
And then
yeah.
when he explodes, he does a fucking scoop tombstone for the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it really it is a good match, and it's a cool way for Takakuno to get into the business. And he sticks around. Like he is. When is the last time he wrestled was 2020 whenever the pandemic came around, he was one of the many wrestlers in Japan who just kind of stopped showing up. Um, but he sticks around for the long haul. He's in the business for 13 years. He's working IGF. He gets a nice spot in Real Japan, a nice spot in Tradition. You know, and he gets better like really like over like the next like 2 years. By like 2009, he is like straight up just like a really good wrestler. Um, and it's really cool to see him in this match. Like he's already showing like that he has the grappling capabilities. He has a lot to learn on the feet. But Ohara, of course, is here to teach him the ropes by concussing him to shit.
Yeah,
And
he lives, which I
he
think is his
does.
greatest achievement from this one because
Yes.
the end of it was pretty rough
And if it's
for
rough,
him.
and like, I mean, that is a good point because like theoretically, he could have taken all those headbutts and the pile driver and just said like, I don't gotta do this shit anymore, man. Like I'm gonna teach Brazilian jiu-jitsu or something. I don't gotta
Yeah.
fucking do this. But
It
no,
is interesting that all three of these guys that we're going to talk about that face O'Hara uh, end up like in Sayama Land.
they do. They all do. And I guess that's just kind of the IGF landing spot for a
Yeah,
lot of guys.
it makes sense.
Yeah, you know, looking at the brain patterns, I totally see it. Yeah.
What if somebody gave Sayama the Inoki budget?
Dude, oh my god. He would also come out on a cross. He definitely would.
For sure.
But now we move
Speaking of
into
the
our
cross,
next speaking of the cross, we are here.
have you heard the good
IGF
news?
Genome 2 Inoki Fighting Christmas or Xmas. Um and I mean fuck man. Like let's talk about let's talk about this fucking show for a second. What
Another
is
incredible title.
another incredible title, another incredible card, another incredible Antonio Inoki because he starts the show by coming out dressed as Santa Claus. he is he is Santa Claus and he's got like gold accents on his shit and he's wearing like the original it looks like the original fucking IWGP belt. um and he is here bringing us great tidings and even greater matches, such as AJ Styles versus Low Key, uh, Ryushi Yanagisawa versus Chris Masters.
There is a totally insane one on here too that jumps out to me. Am I on the right one? Yes. Kendo Cashin versus Kurt Angle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Which I have seen, and I think that match is really fun. But I'm also a hardcore Kashin guy, so
Yeah,
like you know,
I get it.
fucking,
I get it.
I will always love that man.
He's fun.
And we have a main event of Tadao Yasuda versus Naoya Ogawa. Um, and I talked earlier about the IGF stuff where Inoki interferes in like potential shoots. That match, I think, is the first instance of him doing it. Yes, on like the second show in IGF history, Antonio Inoki is running into the ring and throwing shoot punches at Naoya Ogawa.
That guy seemed to piss people off wherever he went.
yeah, yeah.
I love
um,
it.
I do too. But this is a very interesting show. This is actually probably one of the most fun ones to watch in terms of just sitting down and watching a full IGF show because you got a lot of weird freak fights and you have like, I mean, I said it earlier, but like Chris Masters is here, like that's fucking crazy. Um, and in the middle of this card, you have a match that is honestly really fucking crazy that it even happened because it is Michiyoshi Ohara against Hitokui Yoshiki, aka Yoshiki Takahashi, in his pro wrestling return match. This is Yoshiki Takahashi's first match in professional wrestling in 15 years. Yoshiki Takahashi, of course, a Yoshiaki Fujiwara trainee, originally from Pro Wrestling Fujiwara Gumi. However, at the end of 1992, that company experienced a pretty massive exodus. Yoshiki Takahashi was one of the people that left during it. That exodus was, of course, the one led by Minoru Suzuki, Funaki, and Ken Shamrock to start Pancrase. So Yoshiki Takahashi fully transitions over to mixed martial arts, and he spends the next 15 years being kind of one of the best mixed martial artists in Japan. Like, he is really a fucking monster.
He looks it,
Especially,
and Ohara's last opponent was 0-2. This guy's MMA record is 30-28. So we've stepped
yeah,
up. We've stepped
yeah,
up quite a bit. Uh,
we have stepped up hard, and I think by the time this one is happening, he is 28-20. So
oh
he
wow,
he's a lot closer to being a winner than a loser because
yeah,
he goes on like a pretty long streak of losses a little bit after this because he's starting to get older and that's
yeah.
just that happens eventually. But yeah, I mean losing when you get old, not getting old. That does also happen eventually though. Um, uh,
I'm more tuned into the other group of PWFG guys and where they went. I am not like
yes,
super up on my Pancrase, but he was like dominating in Pancrase when it was a shoot, right?
yes, because and Pancrase is weird. I've talked about this with so many different people, and sometimes I feel like I have a better understanding of how the work shoot thing like balances out. And then one guy who like a trusted voice comes in and says, actually, there's this thing. Um, Generally speaking, Pancrase started as a shoot and stayed that way. However, if it was like a marquee fight that they really wanted to go one way, they would work it. And also Minoru Suzuki worked most of his fights because he wanted to win a lot. Um, that part is like the most well known thing in terms of the work shoot because I think Boss Rutan himself did like an interview where he was like, "Yeah, I liked fighting Funaki because when I fought him, I got to fight for real. I didn't like fighting Minoru Suzuki because I didn't get to do that." um, but fucking Yoshiki Takahashi, from my understanding, was always doing the shoot fighting stuff the entire time he's in Pancrase. Uh, he gets like better as time goes on too, because he starts out with like a pretty middling record because he's way less experienced than everyone else. Uh, you get to around 2001 though, and Yoshiki Takahashi is a fucking monster. Like he goes on a run for like 2 years where he just does not lose. Um, and that is kind of the Yoshiki Takahashi presentation wise that's coming into this match because he's coming out here, dyed blonde hair, bleached blonde, and he's got You Spin Me Right Round by Dead or Alive.
Okay, so did you watch the stuff right before this from the show? Because it's
I
just
did
as
not.
insane as Inoki Claus. There is a guy in the ring and music hits and there's like a girl dressed as Mrs. Claus, I guess, dancing. And this guy is at one point he does the robot, but he he raps and the chorus of the song is just like Inoki, Inoki, Inoki. And the destroyer comes out.
What?
Yes. And is also, I would say he's dancing. He dances a little. Mostly he's like holding on to the top rope so he doesn't fall down because he's a million years old and like pretending to dance.
I pulled up the video. Oh my god, dude, the destroyer is stuck in a permanent 45-degree angle. Like
He looks rough.
he's so rough, and they got fucking. Is that Jack Sparrow in the ring? Who's this fucking guy? Like,
He's the Inoki rapper. And they start throwing out, I guess, like raffle balls because the announcers show them later, but they're also pimping like an IGF coffee mug and a fan, and they're playing Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas," and then it cut. There's like four announcers here, and then it
yes.
kind of pans over, and Yuji Nagata has a headset, and he looks thrilled to be there, and Kiyoshi Tamura has a headset, and his arms
Yes.
are folded, and he looks so mad about pro wrestling. It's so good.
I, I do. I wanted to say that earlier and I forgot. One of my favorite things about IGF is that, like, especially on these early shows, they love to like stuff the commentary does, like stuff in the ballot box. Like they would just fucking pack it full of random people with names that matter. Like you go to the next show we're talking about, and Tamora is once again at the commentary table with like six other dudes. But wow, God, I love Inoki World. I also love I didn't even think I was gonna mention this. I think I was just gonna skip by it. But before the woman and Captain Jack Sparrow and the Destroyer start dancing, there's some like there's like these video
Oh
like
yes,
presentation things included. Um
where they're
and
all
the
blowing
three
Inoki.
yeah, they're all being like, "Oh, we love you, Inoki."
Well, I don't
Uh
know what Wakashoyo was saying.
yeah, we got Wakashoyo, we got Too Cold Scorpio, and we got Steve Williams, Doctor Death Baby.
Talking through the
Uh,
hole in his neck.
yes, he
And
is.
he says
God,
he wants the Inoki retirement fight.
he does. Like, dude, you,
Dream
you,
on,
Steve
buddy.
Williams, you need your own retirement fight now. Like, come on.
The Too Cold Scorpio promo was fun too because he says, "All my fans from No, you know what I'm saying. All my fans over there at Shin Neat, you know what I'm saying." Loved it. And he's got the big Bluetooth like earpiece on.
He does. He does. There's a
So
big.
of its time. This is so of its time.
Oh my god. Wow. And I love that he's just I don't know where he is too. I'm looking at it right now. He's like on like he's in front of a bunch of like Christmas floats. Is he about to be at the New York Day like Christmas
Yeah,
parade
I
or
was
something?
trying to figure that out too. They've got one of them like up being worked on. I have no clue where he was.
Yeah. But again, you just got to enter Inoki world, you know? You can't all of these things that we're describing verbally, especially with this stuff, you just got to see it for yourself. But here we are.
One more thing.
Hitoku
One
Yoshiki.
more.
Oh,
One more.
one more,
I'm so
one
sorry.
more,
I'm so
and
sorry.
another thing.
Yeah, the match graphic for this has the same Ohara thing, but the background music is "Joy to the World, the Lord is come, let Earth receive her King," and I know that was an intentional choice, and I know that's about Inoki.
Yes. Is
So
this? Oh, wait, is this? Oh god, I can't believe I missed it if it was the first one. But is this the show where the intro video music is like a techno remix of the Inoki theme?
I didn't see it, so I hope
Oh
so.
god, I think it's this one, but I really don't know. All of these shows have like such great presentation, but it's always like there's like five things about it that are different, and it's hard to like track which is which. Oh, it is. It is. This is the one with like the techno remix of the Inoki theme.
So we've
But
talked about this for twice as long as the match is.
yes, the match is like 7 minutes long. And it is Michiyoshi Ohara against Hitokui Yoshiki. Um, again, cool match that starts out with grappling that I'm not super in love with, but I will say Yoshiki is here wearing MMA gloves, and the entire time that Ohara tries to grapple him, he is just punching him in the head, which makes it so much easier to watch.
Yeah, and it kind of plays into like the story of the match a little bit. Like it's a little more well formed in that regard because it's
Yes.
O'Hara's trying to get a hold to him, and I have Takahashi in my notes over and over. Same guy. Okay, this guy has like fucking Samson Fuyuki amount of names.
Yes, he
Cannibal
does.
Yoshiki. Uh, but he's just throwing these jabs, and O'Hara's trying to get at him, and there is some ground stuff, but a lot of it is him just landing like really nasty jabs,
Yeah,
and then
like
head and knees to the head.
over and over and over again. Um, and fucking when they do actually like get up, there's this great moment where they split from the grappling and they start walking towards each other, and you can kind of see Ohara's like starting to like rev up the engines, and then Yoshiki just throws like a right hook right over his arms and like catches him right on the chin, and fucking Ohara crumbles and the crowd goes nuts because there is so. I mean, Yoshiki is so over, and the crowd loves it anytime he lands a good punch. And I mean, this is a great match for him landing good punches because again, Ohara is a very willing participant in getting punched in the face because I think he knows that he's going to get his get back. Um,
Yes, and he does. And he does after that he approaches it a little better where
yes,
he's starting to try to like parry a little bit and like trying to dodge a little bit as opposed to
yeah,
just rushing straight in.
yes, yes. However, it
Yeah.
does lead almost right after this. It does lead into him actually just rushing straight in with a running headbutt,
Yeah. That
and
lasts for about 8 seconds, I guess.
yeah,
Trying
it's
to
actually
find something to grab onto here.
it's around the time that he does that. I write in my notes when I don't see Ohara headbutting on my screen, I should always be asking where is Ohara headbutting. And then
It's
immediately
coming.
he hits a headbutt, and Yoshiki staggers into the corner. And as God is my witness, Michiyoshi Ohara runs full speed into the corner and lands a running no hands headbutt to fucking Yoshiki Takahashi.
It's so
Like,
gross. And he gets a 7 count and then he gets up and he does it again. And that
yes,
that camera angle is kind of bad, but it sounds really gross.
it does.
It's coconut to coconut.
It sounds so gross. And the crowd is like fully into it now because interestingly, the crowd is like it's a Japan crowd, so you know how much they cheer and not doesn't really it may not be the best representation of how much they like are paying attention. Um
I'm also not sure at this point that there are really 6,000 people here.
no, me
I think
neither.
they were 8,000 at the first, but I
Yes.
think they were diminishing returns on this stuff.
Yes. Um, but it is around whenever Ohara lands that like last headbutt that like the crowd starts really like getting rolling and they're kind of in with Ohara and they're in with Yoshiki and Ohara gets on top and he's throwing some headbutts like all over the body. It's like he
Headbutt
clearly
body
wants to
shots.
it's like he wants to headbutt Yoshiki like head to head, but Yoshiki's doing like a good job of putting his arm up, so Ohara just settles on headbutting him in the tummy.
And shoulder, which is
Yes.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before. He did get a
Yeah.
pretty nice guillotine right before that, so he that's 1 point for him on the grappling. But
Yeah.
it pretty much right after the shoulder headbutts, Yoshiki is like, I'm over this.
Yeah, I'm so over it. Fucking gets on top of him, mount position, but fucking, uh Ohara is like not he's like on his stomach, full back exposed, and this is wrestling, so you're allowed to punch people in the back of the head. So fucking Hitokui Yoshiki goes whack-a-mole and just starts punching him on the back of the head as fast as humanly possible. And the ref is just standing there, Mario Yamazaki, like, should I call it? Should I not? And eventually the ref goes, okay, I'm gonna call it. And Ohara is like passed out
Yeah,
dead.
he does a fucking speed bag on his cerebellum,
He does. Just straight to the brain,
and
bro.
it's super over. And then he goes out and
Yeah.
he shows some respect to Fujiwara, which I thought was really cool. His
Yes.
original trainer.
Yes. And once again, I do love that Fujiwara is just always an IGF. Like
And yeah, and he looks 85 on these shows. This man is still wrestling.
yes, dude, he wrestled like a month ago, I think. Like
Yeah.
he's still going. Um but like he's always here. He's always in IGF. Like even when he's not wrestling, because he's not wrestled on any of these shows. Um, but he's just an invited guest at every single one. He just hangs out at ringside and talks shit.
Pretty
But
awesome. Pretty awesome gig.
I would love to do that as well. Um, and this leads into our last match of the day. It is 2008 now. We are at IGF Genome 3, Inoki Memorial 65.
So crazy. I actually had to look up like when did he die because I was like, did I get fucking what's it called? The Berenstein Bears thing.
Oh,
The
Mandela effect.
Mandela effect. Yeah. I was like, did he die in 2008?
No,
But
he's
no,
just
it's his birthday.
it's a memorial for the 65 years that for all the wrestlers that have been killed by Antonio Inoki.
Some of them show up at the
They
beginning. He's feted with a birthday cake. Super Strong Machine is there. Stan Hansen is there. Fujinami's there. Bob Orton Jr. is there, and he
dude.
tells a joke in English that no one understands. Gets like zero reaction.
They got a whole drum ceremony at the start. They have Antonio Inoki standing and talking to the camera, and it looks like one of those Vince promos from the early 2000s where he's like talking to the. It looks like he has the same stance as the promo where Vince announces he's bought WCW. And that leads into, and I loved the fucking IGF thing, like very very Pride, where they'd have like the video showing all the wrestlers that are appearing, and it'd be like them in their like track jackets and fucking jerseys and shit, like warming up backstage, and I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, that's
Again,
awesome.
IGF had such an interesting like presentation thing because they were very very wrestling, but they presented very very MMA, and it kind of feels like a nexus point of those two things. Um, and I mean, yeah, no, this is fucking awesome, and we have another star-studded card here featuring awesome matches such as Tajiri versus Booker T, Alexander Otsuka versus Tomko.
Insane. That's where the like the I guess the cut for TV version of this starts. It starts with Tomko versus Otsuka.
Yes, I actually think the cut for TV version. So there are two like versions of this show that are out there. There's the version that is like on archive and on like different stuff like that. And that is like an hour and 20 minutes, and it starts with the Tomko match. Um, and then there is the actual version of the show, which it's not a cut for TV thing. For some reason, the version that is online is just part two. You have to like go and get part one from someone because I guess whoever uploaded the full show, like maybe part one, like years ago, someone uploaded it as part one, part two, and then part one got copyright striked for like something,
Could
but
be.
part two just stuck around, so people started moving that around as the full show.
But it also starts with like another big Inoki ceremony, so it seems
It
like
does, it
it
does.
seems like because they do it, multiple times throughout the show.
I
You know
get
what?
that is yeah.
Um, this guy, I could almost find no information about this gentleman. When I did look him up, I found a match against Hetty Caraway, which I bookmarked. I'm gonna go watch that later. But only other thing I could find is that he's also ends up in Real Japan Strong Style Pro Wrestling Sayama Land after this, and that he was
Yeah.
also listed as 0-2 in MMA, but both of those fights were in IGF. So I'm
Yes.
totally at sea here. Were those shoot fights?
I need to see which
Because
ones are
they're on Sure
listed.
Dog. But one of them
Okay.
one of them says it ends by TKO with punches and soccer kick. So that
Okay.
sounds like a worked fight to me. I don't know.
So I'm looking at Sure Dog. The Manoa match that they list, that was a work. The Boldo match that they list, that was a shoot.
Okay.
Montana Silva match that they list, I don't know. I haven't actually watched that one. Fujita match that I is listed. That's so funny that they've listed that. Oh my fucking god! The Fujita match ends with Fujita walking up to him slowly, punching him in the face like full on shoot style like 3 times, and then like punt kicking him. It's like the fucking
Yeah.
if they're gonna list this match, they should list the Yoshiki Inamura match from 2020. Like it's exactly within the ilk of that. So yeah, I'd
But
say
I mean, we have to be the only people who have looked at the at Sushi Sawada Sure Dog page in
I'm
a
certain.
decade.
I'm so certain. But yeah, no, hey, Sure Dog, hey Tapeology, just giving you a heads up. Uh all of those things on your fucking page are wrong, and I would fix those. But IGF is confusing like that. IGF did have like actual MMA fights. There's a really confusing thing for a bit because the IGF had the top title, just the IGF Championship, and it is like all MMA fights, I think, but then it becomes pro wrestling matches because like Jerome LeBanner is the first IGF champion that he wins in a shoot fight, and then he like has actual shoot fights with like Peter Aerts and fucking Tim Sylvia. But he's also doing pro wrestling matches for the title against like Josh Barnett and fucking Alexander Kozlov.
How
Like
can you not love this stuff?
it's
Nerd.
so it's so fucking cool to me. Like IGF is the ultimate pinnacle of combat sports because they have worked and shoot title fights for the same title.
Noki's so funny with the titles too, man. Like the martial arts title that we talked about, the NWF title that
Oh,
he gave to
dude.
Takayama that disappears and comes back,
Yeah.
having Brock Lesnar defend a belt for
Yeah.
not a title. It's so good.
Yes. But Atsushi Sawada. So Sawada is a judoka. I believe he's a pretty big deal as a judoka. I need to see exactly what he did. I'm fairly certain he was like national champion, I want to say. But he comes into to IGF less as like an Inoki guy and more as a Naoya Ogawa guy. Um yeah, he was the number one judoka in Japan in like the high schooler area. Um, he graduates and he joins Ogawa Dojo, which is Naoya Ogawa's like gym. He becomes a pro wrestler, debuts in IGF on the first show. Uh, and I will say, Atsushi Sawada, I fucking love this guy.
He's got an
Uh,
incredible look.
Great look. He has a couple really great looks because he has this look right here, which is really good. He gets an even better look later on because he like bleaches his hair and it
Yeah.
actually looks so awesome. He goes to the gi at certain points. But he has had 83 matches in his career. Not exactly sure how many are works or shoots, but we got 83 on the record. Um, and I'm gonna give full credit to the main man, a man that we have mentioned multiple times, HHC, who turned me on to Atsushi Sawada, I want to say 3 years ago. He was like, hey man, uh, what would you say if I told you there is a wrestler that is like if you took Naoya Ogawa and combined him with Tenryu? And I was like, that's a fucking crazy thing that you would say. That guy doesn't exist.
I would say send me all of it right now.
Yes, and the answer was that guy does exist. His name is Atsushi Sawada. And he's
I
not
gotta
even
tap
wrong.
in.
He is a freak. He is a fucking freak, dude. Like he is a monster killer. These first like 2 years of his career, he is like awesome as a disrespectful piece of shit. He has a great match with Yuki Ishikawa. He has a great match with Sawa.
Sorry. Eddie Caraway, you're out.
You're out. He
Goat
has a
mentioned.
great match with the Necro Butcha. Um, he goes to America for a little bit and he works in IWA Mid South of all places.
Perfect.
He goes back to
Did he ever fight
IGF.
Tracy Smothers?
No, but
Fuck.
it's okay because he did fight Michael Elgin.
Hopefully the
He,
first and last time we ever mentioned Aaron Frobel.
yeah, Aaron Frobel, donate to my GoFundMe. Um, he has some awesome matches when he comes back. He goes back to America and becomes like a fixture of the like Southwest, mostly SoCal, NWA scene. Like he is having these awesome matches. We have like 2 matches from the time there, and he is like full gi. And it answers the question of like, what if a judo guy existed in the territories? Because it is Sawada going into these like small feds and having like 5 minute matches with these random dudes and like just completely cooking them with like judo throws. And he wins an NWA title while in America, like takes it with him to Japan.
Yeah, I'm tapping
Um,
in. I'm tapping in.
he is so awesome. Sadly, I mean not sadly because it is really sick, but sadly the thing that he is most remembered for is the series of matches he had with Kazuyuki Fujita, which are super sick and really awesome, but arguably they are the most evil Kazuyuki Fujita performances ever. Like
Jesus.
just straight up. There's the last one they had together, which I think was 2015. I think it's the one that they have listed as an MMA fight, which to be fair, the beating that Fujita gives him is actually so scary. I think it would count as a real fight. Um,
He just didn't know when it started. It was
when
a real fight.
Fujita returned to when he went to Noah, um, part of the way they hyped him up was they were like these news broadcasts where they played footage from the Sawada match to show like how dangerous Fujita is. Um, and it is like really like disturbing levels of violence. I think he like cracks Sawada's skull with a punch at one point.
Jesus.
It is fucked up, but Sawada rules, and I was so happy to see that he had a match with Ohara, so we could talk about him, and we will talk about him again. I know there's at least one more IGF episode we're gonna do, and he will be part of that. Um, but I was so pumped when I saw that he was facing Ohara, and he is not at all at the power level he would be at like even a year from now. But in 2008, Atsushi Sawada does look fucking sick.
Crazy, man. I was looking for MMA stuff. I didn't look for any pro wrestling stuff, but that sounds like something I would greatly enjoy.
Yes, I will.
Uh,
I will hook you up. Don't you
yes,
worry. He is
please.
awesome.
IGF bullshit for this one out of the way quickly. Right before this, we get another blowing Inoki segment from friend of the program Tiger Jeet Singh.
Yes, we do. We do get Tiger Jeet Singh on like the oldest camera ever. he's it's him like screaming into the camera, and he's like, I'm not done with Inoki. I'm coming to kill you, Inoki.
I believe him.
Oh, dude, did you ever? This is like a detour. Did you ever see the I think it was like an Inoki memorial thing from like like less than a year ago, and they were like having
Real
these
memorial,
guys.
not birthday.
Yes, like actual memorial, a memorial for the tragic passing of Antonio Inoki, and they had all these guys like do these like video presentations and shit, and they got Tiger Jeet Singh to send in a video, and he's like, Inoki, I know you're not dead because I'm gonna come and kill you. I'm gonna
Beautiful.
Ueda is in a cave with me. I have Ueda here because Ueda's been dead for like 15 years. He's like, Ueda is here and we're coming to kill you, Inoki.
We love Tiger Jeet Singh, don't we, folks?
We do. If I can find any excuse to talk about him on the pod, I'll invent one.
Well, I mean, you
I
bring a
love him.
saber to a wrestling match, that's a different style.
That's crazy style. But yeah, we are rolling with this match because fucking Atsushi Sawada comes out and he a pre-match promo for him too. It looks like he has a Hulk Hogan shirt on. I know he has a Naoya Ogawa shirt on because Ogawa just loved Hulk Hogan and his shirt was Hulk Hogan colored. But I like see him in the pre-match video. I'm like, what if he was wearing a Hogan shirt? And he
We now we have a real graphic for Ohara for the
we
first time.
do.
Tragically, in his last IGF match, we get a real graphic.
We do. He's like it's funny too. 'Cause it's not even like a wrestling graphic. It is like a fighter graphic because he's got the fists up and
Yeah.
the emotionless face.
And this is
But
where I really was starting to question the attendance here because when they announce Ohara, you can legit hear one single person clapping.
I,
It's like
I mean,
modern Big Japan.
yeah, dude. Like fucking, you got the potato crowd. But fucking Sawada. I mean, Ohara comes out, and I thought the Ohara entrance was really funny Cause like, and it's not that funny, but I just like saw it. Like I looked away for a second, looked back, and he was coming out, and he is like mouth open, like heavy breathing already, walking down to the ring.
They look
He's
got
got
a
this,
corn cob stuck up his ass the way he's walking down to the ring.
dude. I wrote down he's got a fuke stain. And he's going for the third plate. He's going for the third plate at Thanksgiving. Like he is out of it, and he's got this like shirt that just it fits, but it doesn't look like it fits right. But I think it's just because of his chest is so like barrel right now. He's got such a barrel chest.
It's crazy in all these. He looks like shit, but he also looks awesome.
He does. I mean, I think I said near the start that he is a dumpy old man, and this is like
Yeah,
the dumpiest that he ever got.
but there's
Um,
muscles under there. You can see it.
yes, he's got the striations and shit. Um, but I mean, Sawada, this is his like fourth match ever, which is really interesting. They kept putting Ohara against guys that had like no experience because it was Taka Kunou making his debut. It was Takahashi making his first match in 15 years, and now he is here facing Sawada in Sawada's third match actually. Um, so Ohara kind of being lined up as a guy to, let's put the young guys against him because Ohara will guide them to a good match and will also give them concussions so they can become better wrestlers.
Yes, break their brain in the Inoki zone, and it will unlock something.
Yes, we can rebuild them stronger, faster, more Inoki.
And it starts with grappling again. Although I thought this was the best grappling
Yes,
of the
I
three.
I wrote down in my notes, I'm like, this is the most interesting grappling of the three matches because they're just a little bit meaner with it. Like, there's a real struggle over a double wrist lock, and like Ohara is on top and all over Sawada, and Sawada's kind of jerky in the motions, and it does a lot more. There's like so much more of a feeling of like intensity to it, and I'm like, okay, you got me in with this one. Um, and Sawada starts to throw some slaps that aren't like too tight. And again, it is kind of crazy to watch this because I just haven't watched because I've seen the Ishikawa match that is a Sawada's debut match. And in that match, Sawada kind of tightens up because Ishikawa was legitimately beating the fuck out of him for like half of it. So like Sawada
As he does.
starts to fight back. In this match, he's throwing these stuff. They're not bad. It's just I know what Sawada does a year from now, and I'm kind of stunned. I'm like, wow, he's not laying into him as much as I would usually expect of him. Um, and Ohara makes sure to show him like, hey man, you gotta lay into me because he throws some crazy gut knees, slaps the shit out of him, and then headbutts him no hand style twice.
Yeah, another charging headbutt in the corner.
And fucking Sawada falls down like a sack of shit. I think that gets like a 7 or 8 count from the ref.
Yeah, then he stops it to slap on a single leg crab
He
that he
does,
just sits
yeah.
straight down on immediately.
It's like so crazy too because the form is like he like spins himself around to torque the ankle and then flips him over to put the thing on.
Yeah, it
And
looks more painful on the ankle than it does like the back or leg.
yeah, it's like it's like a single leg crab specifically focused on the ankle. And Sawada is not having fun in it. And Ohara keeps him in it for a bit. Like he like
Yeah, he
holds it,
throws
like
it on
pulling
mid
him.
ring, and
Yeah.
some good fun struggle here, him trying to get to the ropes. But then he wishes he didn't because he catches a shoot or an Uranagi.
Dude, second he gets the ropes, Ohara's like, all right, man, picks him up. Uranagi, super duper crunchy, drops him like right on his neck. And that leads into Ohara raining down the headbutts once again, all over the body. Like, he hits, I swear to God, he hits another shoulder one. Like, he is just headbutting everywhere he can on the ground. Um, and I write down in my notes, Unk is angry because fucking Horace just like looking around after the headbutts. He's just frowning. He's mad.
I would
um,
be too.
and they cut over to fucking Yoshiaki Fujiwara, who is looking like half unimpressed. He does not look very interested, but he's like paying attention, but he's like leaning down. Like the way he's leaning in this chair is the same way I leaned in my chair in some fucking college classes I didn't care about when I was trying to take a nap. But
Sawada gets up and he gets like a sort of palm thrust and throws a clubber in, but
mhm.
it's over for him pretty much at this point. There's
Yeah,
a shoot STO.
dude, STO, and then you can hear the commentators debating whether or not they should call it an STS because his name is Sawada and not Ogawa, and it's like it sounds like one of the commentators is trying to get over the name STS, and the other ones are not like interested in playing along with him. He's like, we could call that the STS. The guys are like, oh, it's an STO.
I wonder if Tamura was there again, just pissed off that there was a 2 count and a
Tamura was on commentary, but you wouldn't be able to tell because he doesn't say a word. He just sits there cross-armed. um, and Sawada slaps on an armbar, and Ohara, big strong man, he kind of turns into a triangle, and Ohara kind of picks him up. Big old fucking slam, drops him like right on his head, and the ref comes over, and ref calls it. Fucking Atsushi Sawada knocked out from the slam, and
I bought
I,
it.
I buy it. I continue to buy it. I really don't fucking. I'm like, wow, he killed him.
Yeah, I want to see like a normal wrestling match in that way because you see that spot sometimes, the deadlift off the
Yes,
triangle and they turn it into a big power bomb. I want to see it because he drops him. It's nasty.
it's super nasty. Like full on like body crunch on the landing, and Sawada is totally out, and Michiyoshi Ohara, last match in IGF, ends it on a high note with a big KO over Sawada. And that is his third to last match in general because he goes to Kensuke office a month from now and he is teaming with his fellow Mad Dog Tatsutoshi Goto, and they do some tags over the next few months. They do 2 tags in March and June, and around that time, Ohara, his career ends, and it does not end for a very fun reason. From my understanding, he does get into a car accident, and he's like so worn at this point that whatever the results were, it like from my understanding, he recovered well. It's just whatever happened to him in that car accident was enough where he was like, I don't want to wrestle anymore. Like I'm already because he's like 20 years into wrestling. I think he debuted in 1990, so he's
Yeah,
28 years into wrestling, or no, not 28 years, 18 years into wrestling. Um, and he's a motherfucker. Sorry, my fucking cat just bit me on the foot. This fucking piece of shit.
I had a kitten who used to bite toes. It's
You
awful.
stop it! Stop! Jesus Christ, dude. He's not a kitten. He's like 7. He knows better. This is what the fuck this is fucked up. Anyways,
His tribute to
Ohara.
Ohara.
Yes, he's becoming a mad dog. Ohara, sadly, career does not end in the best way, but he does leave behind a pretty fucking awesome career. And I mean, and the last that we've seen of him, or at least the last that Aubie has shown me of him, he's ready to
It looks
engage
like
in.
me.
He's ready. he, he does. He's here for big business. Wow.
Oh,
But
this was a blast. I had a great time watching IGF and enjoyed the low stakes head trauma compared
yes,
to the to the evil intent head trauma.
yes, yeah. And this show, uh, I absolutely recommend if you can finding the first part. I'm sure fucking I might post to VK. I don't know. Um, just getting the full experience of this show is awesome because, as you said, it's just so many old guys coming out and celebrating Inoki. They got fucking the Strong Machines and KY Wakamatsu, and they got Hanson. They have so many like video messages from random fucking dudes. There's a guy that I never even checked what his name is, and I want to make sure that you also saw it, Aubie. But it's the video after the Eric Paulson Taka Kunou fight, where it's just this guy like in a dark room with a black shirt on, so he just looks like a floating head. And I can't recognize who it is, and I never check the name, and I honestly don't want to because it's funnier. But I'm gonna send you a photo of this man because he is, I mean, literally, like he looks like he's just floating in
Oh
outer
my god,
space. Yeah, but you do need to
hair.
watch the show if you can find it. It is so much fun. Uh, and I mean, it's just so much fun getting to talk about a guy like Ohara. It's so much fun getting to talk about something that is way lower stakes compared to something like the Seishin Kaikon, which is fun in its own way, but it certainly it takes a weight off the shoulders to just be able to call
Yeah.
guys dumpy and make fun of stupid shit.
We put out a call for questions last week, and we did get uh, some really good ones. I think
Yes, we did.
some super fun ones, and I think we're gonna hold on to some and spread them out a bit. But I wanted to start with Biz. She sent us a question immediately, and it's a great
Yes,
question and one that we actually had kind of just talked about with some friends, and that was she asked where we would put if we would put Akatoshi Saito on our GWE list. It is GWE season, and we all have the fever. So
we do. We do. Um, I mean, I'll start it off. I don't think I would put him on my list. I think in terms of the question of does he have a case, I think he absolutely does. Akitoshi Saito, his career lasted fucking what, like 35 years? Because he starts in 1990
hey, he just
and
had the 0-1 world title run like last year.
he did.
Sort.
He
I mean, that's a tricky thing with the 0-1 world title, but
right,
it's
right.
on tape. I saw it. He had a huge belt.
Yes, he had the title, won it from fucking Chris Weiss. Had a match with fucking he had multiple matches with Go Shiozaki, and a match with Sasaki Nagao, and I mean, if you just look at like his performances over the years, he starts in 1990, ends the career in 2024. That's a solid 24-year career. He is like great from the start, gets even better, spends like so long being awesome, and he he's like never not awesome. Like even up to like his last match ever, he's such an awesome fucking wrestler.
Yeah, he's really good on those limit break shows they were doing the last couple of years. One of the only
He
watchable
is.
Kuro things was Akatoshi Saito on the limit break shows. To me, it would be an easy yes if he stayed in the gi.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
I get the idea there.
and I also I'm trying to think if I have any guys who are like primarily Noah guys on my list, and I don't think I do because it's just hard for me to like wrap my mind around how to rate that. It's high level stuff. It is like the most influential wrestling there is, I think, like
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the immediate aftermath of it, but ultimately like that's not my preferred style, and I think it kind of had a deleterious effect on wrestling a little bit. And so it's like the pillars we've talked about. Like I just don't want to go back and watch like a 40-minute Noah match.
yeah.
As great as that Kobashi match is, I'm just not spinning that up probably. So it's hard for me to place those guys. He is awesome. I would put him in the on the awesome guys list for sure.
Yes, that is kind of exactly what I'm thinking with Saito in terms of like where he would go. Like if I had a list of like 100 fucking awesome dudes, Saito is hanging around in like the 40s to 50s probably. I mean, I don't care how like cringy it would be if anyone else did it. Akatoshi Saito with like the post-roid fat body being obsessed with Shinigami and death is so sick, and
Oh yeah,
I
he has one of the like all-time great fucking looks in
yes.
Noah.
Yeah, great look. Love all the move names. And he's such an interesting guy in Noah too, because he is working that style, but he's still doing the karate stuff, and he feels like he just puts a little bit more into like the not the lesser things, like more into the physicality. And it's a very physical style, but he was like really beating the fuck out of guys.
And
And
great
I
tag guy too.
great tag guy, was wonderful in a lot of Noah mid card stuff. I think that a lot of his case for me would hinge on how much you value the 90s stuff in New Japan and War. And if you value it highly enough, I think even that is enough to argue he belongs on the list. You add on all the stuff he did in Noah with like the big title match with Kobashi and the matches he had with Go Shiozaki and Takashi Sugera. Like, he absolutely has a case.
Yeah, I'm
I
not balking at all if anybody
Yeah.
has. I mean, this is a guy who has the tattoos, the mullet, the rock hard gut of a North Alabama Dixie Mafia hitman.
Yes.
And he's also like an evil karate expert. So,
Yeah.
yeah, badass guy, but he's not making it for me, but I will not balk at anybody who had Saito.
No, I think it was either Andy, good friend Andy, or Simon, who said the phrase 100 is a very small
Yes.
number. Um, Akitoshi Saito sadly does not fall into my 100, but I think the fact that I would even sit so long and think about whether or not he should says is a testament to how great he is, because really 100 is a fucking small number. I
It
still
is.
don't even know who my 100 are going to be. I'm still debating like 10 guys on whether or not they're going to get in. Akitoshi Saito for me is a very strong top 200 guy. I don't think he crosses
Yeah.
that level, but I mean, anyone that disagrees with me and puts him on their list, more power to you, because I'd love to see him get some votes.
Yes. And I think for the record, Biz is definitely an Akitoshi Saito voter.
Yes, shout out Biz. She is right, and we are wrong. That's my opinion. If you vote Saito, you've made the right choice, because I feel like I'm making the wrong one in my heart, but I'm gonna commit to it.
Yes.
Oh.
Where do we want to go now? Let's see.
I was actually thinking, I need to pull it up. There was a question that was asked by a good friend, Lucas Plotter,
Yes.
that I actually liked the question a lot. It was which different style fighter do you think best transitioned into a normal style fighter? So like a just a pro wrestler, like best guy that did the best job of like transitioning in with the other wrestling is what I assume he means. Because I think a lot of the best different style fighters never kind of lost that spark that they had to begin with, and they kind of did stick with it a little bit. But certainly a lot of guys, like Akitoshi Saito, for example, um, were more willing to kind of blend in with the wrestling, and they ended up feeling like a wrestler after a while. Um, I think Akitoshi Saito is actually a great pick for this answer.
Yeah, to me, when I read it, my immediate thought was just Oyagi because he never lost the
Yeah,
gi, but he
yeah,
still thrived in a lot of different like pro wrestling situations. Somebody we've talked about, Murahama, he blends in really well in
yes.
that early 2000s junior scene.
Yes, Murahama is excellent. I actually, pulling the curtain back a little bit, I delayed watching the matches for this pod way too long simply because I recently got a bunch of new Osaka Pro tapes, and I've been spending all of my time watching that footage because I'm obsessed with it, and Murahama is such a great part of it. And this is like 2002, so he has already kind of integrated himself into the roster, and he's become way more of a hybrid junior compared to like the first 6 months when he's like all shoot boxing. He is a fantastic pick for this answer actually, because you can argue that he is like one of the coolest juniors of his era, and it is very much him making that full transition.
And he's
Uh,
jumping into like some serious stuff. You know, a lot of these guys kind of once they get past the different style fight mode, sort of like work their way up the mid card if they get there at all. And
yes,
but it's smaller stage, but Murahama is like right in the mix with the top guys in
Mm,
Osaka Pro, and like guys who are like legit great, and
yes,
he's hanging and thriving.
absolutely. Similar to Murahama, actually, I had this thought like right before you mentioned him because I was like, oh, here's a really cool example of like a junior guy that started this way. Masaki Mochizuki, when he starts out, he is
Yes.
like pure Koji Kitao trained karate guy, and he is like that for like the first few years of his career. I want to say around late 90s. Wait, actually no, like more like 98 is whenever, or no, late 97 when he's in war. Uh he starts to integrate a little bit more junior stuff into his arsenal, but he's still like super duper kick guy. And then once you get into like the late 90s, early 2000s, that's when he starts running with the Toryumon crowd, and he starts blending a lot more actual pro wrestling in. Um, and
And you
I,
could make a case that he's like the best Dragon Gate wrestler.
yeah, I do make that case. I love
Yeah.
Mochizuki. And I know that people have opinions on a lot of his work in the last like 10 years. I also have opinions on it. But I think that especially for a guy like Mochizuki, it's the same thing with a guy like Hidaka or Kasayashi. Like they are such freaks of nature, junior guys, like completely blowing themselves up physically, like for years and years. Eventually, they hit a point where they're going to do the paint by numbers matches, or they're going to slow it down, or what have you. And that is their reward for the matches they have had for the last 15 years before then. Because you
Eh,
look at
yes.
Mochizuki up to like 2012, and he is like doing the craziest shit ever night after night.
And an awesome booker too. As we
Yes,
were
dude.
talking about the other day, his produce shows are fucking awesome.
I love Buyuden. I love that fucking thing so much. So he's a great answer. Um, oh god, there was one more guy I was thinking of, but now I'm just thinking of one other guy, which is like a yeah, fucking I'll say it. I fucking love Taru. I really he's like he's like a shitty wrestler, and he wasn't even like a great different style guy. He was pretty sick, but he wasn't like great. But just I love a good Fowler, and Taru
Yeah.
is a guy that has part of my heart. He does the Taru driller. That move is fucked up. Um, I was watching a lot of early Toryumon at one point, like about a year ago, and he's all over that as like a top heel, and he is so fun. Um, I don't think he is one of. I don't think he's the best. I don't even think he's maybe in the consideration for one of the best. But in terms of guys, I just want to mention Yoshikazu Taru, uh, cool different style guy that transitioned into an awesome Fowler that has claimed my heart.
Beautiful. We want to do one more, or we want to save these?
You know what? I kind of want to do one more because we got a lot of questions
Yeah, we
actually. I think
did,
it'd be fun to do one more.
and they're all good.
Yeah, you got any that are in your eye, Abby?
Let me pull it back up. I had one that I really liked from Henry.
Yes.
He said, "What are some underused martial arts you think would be good in a different style fight environment?" Um, a guy we talked about very briefly earlier. I think sumo would be really
Oh,
sick. Somebody just doing like straight sumo.
yes.
I think capoeira would be really cool to see.
Yeah, because there's
Um,
only like Pedro Takashi's like the only one,
yeah,
and
and
he's
it,
sick.
yeah, he's incredible. But I would love to see more of that, especially like on a bigger stage. And then one that's kind of obscure that I think is really awesome is I think it's pronounced Dombe. It's like a West African martial art, and I'm gonna send you a picture of this. They wrap their like dominant hand in cord. Are you familiar with this?
Oh, I've seen the cord shit. I have
Yeah.
seen this.
I just think that would be cool to have a guy with like an awesome like pre-made weapon going into the different style fight. Like the corded hand is really
Yeah,
sick.
yeah, dude, that is wow. Yeah, that's awesome. I gotta like read more about that because I'm looking at the phone. I've seen photos of it before. I don't think I've ever seen a Dombe fight, and I do want to check that out. I
It's
will
really brutal.
say,
It's really brutal.
yeah, no, I'm seeing some of the photos. These look fucking fucked up, actually. um, I will say it's weird. There's not a ton of Muay Thai guys when you really think about it. There's Toba, who his actual like straight up different style experience is very limited. He had a lot of matches that you could absolutely call a different style, and we'll certainly talk about him eventually on here. Um, but he was never really in a lot of like officiated different style matches.
Yeah. But
And when
every
you
Toba fight is a different style fight.
yes, no, he is a different styler, but he's also one of the only ones. Like when you there's really no other not that I'm just having trouble. Maybe I'm like missing some people, but there's really not that many guys in wrestling who like do Muay Thai. Um it's fucked up too cuz you ask this question to the wrong person about who's a pro wrestler who like is a Muay Thai fighter. The answer you're gonna get is Aleister Black, which is fucked up.
Oh
There
no.
should be better answers than that. But like, I mean, even if you go on like Cage Match and you do the search for who are guys with Muay Thai experience, it's like fucking nobody, dude. It's like 80 people, and none of them are actually like Muay Thai like fighter guys. So I think having an actual Muay Thai like fighter in different style would be so awesome. Um, of a similar note, Lithway. I love Lithway because it is like Muay Thai if headbutts were explicitly allowed. And I think there's like only one Lithway guy who's in wrestling, Kohei Tokeshi, who was I don't even know like I don't know when the last time he had a wrestling match is. He like got in a hard hit, and he had a match with a Fuminori Abe as like his debut, and that match fucking rules because they like the match gets thrown out as a no contest because they like keep fighting and ignoring the ref, and it's awesome. Um, and I'm checking right here. It does not seem like he's had a match since 2024. And he's like the only Withway guy I've ever seen in pro wrestling. I would love to see more of those guys though, because Lethway fucking rules, and that's probably my biggest pick for underused martial art that should be in a different style fight.
Yeah, and honestly, throw a dart. I'll watch it.
Yeah,
See
yeah,
what? We've got one
yes.
drunken style guy. We need more drunken style guys.
We do need more drunken style guys. Yeah, I love martial arts, and I think we should see more martial art guys come in and beat up wrestlers.
Thank you for the questions, and we got like I said, a lot of great questions that we're going to kind of sit on and answer in the coming weeks because everybody who sent us a question sent us a very thoughtful and good question.
Yes, I'm very excited to answer all of these, and I'm very excited to talk about more different style fights because I fucking love this shit, and we got some great shit lined up for you.
What's coming? Do we know?
I've thought about it a little bit, and I keep debating like whether or not I should do certain stuff. It's always a fucking debate. I'm like, oh, should I do this guy that does boxing or this guy that does karate or whatever? But there's actually a martial art that, from memory, we have seen no representation of yet. And this guy is also super awesome. And the angle surrounding him is something that I have wanted to talk about on a podcast or a blog or anything
Is
for
this a guy I just mentioned?
literally years. You may have just mentioned him. It may have been something that I missed, but there is a kung fu fighter entering the 0-1 world.
Yes, I said we need more drunken style.
We do. We
Yes.
do. So look forward to next week to hear more about drunken style and a little bit about war crimes.
Back to the Tony Home. Tony Home Part 2. Just kidding.
Tony Hall. I mean, you guys are about to learn that when Tony Hall fought Shinya Hashimoto, he transferred some of his brain into him.
Fuck yeah, super excited as always.
Fuck yeah.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our dive into the brain of Antonio Inoki. It won't be the last time, I'm sure, but we will
No.
see you next week with some Evil 01 Kung Fu.
Goodbye.
Bye.